So I think the first question that we have after watching the Star Wars Eclipse trailer is this canon? So that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video, basically answering the question, is this canon or is this not? Now, obviously, I'm not just going to tell you if it is or if it's not, because that's not any fun. So I'm going to go through the multiple sources that I've got for proving if it is or if it's not canon. And now remember, I said I was going to make this video if I got 5 likes on my other video, and I only got 4, so I just kind of switched accounts and then liked my own video. Sorry, guys, but I really wanted to make this video anyways. And let's get right into it. Now, remember, make sure to check if you're subscribed, because I'm trying to hit 50 subs before the end of the year. And also, only like 2.8% of you guys are subscribed. So just at least check if you're subscribed and hit the like button. Anyways, let's go. Now, the first thing, obviously, that I would do would be to check, is Star Wars Eclipse canon on Google. Now, I know, kids, you have to check your sources when going on Google. So don't do what I'm doing and just straight up look it up. But don't worry, I'm going to check multiple sources. So as soon as we looked up, is Star Wars Eclipse canon, it gave me this, which obviously this is a Star Destroyer of some sorts or something. So once I specified Star Wars Eclipse video game, I then got to a Reddit post right here. So if I open the Reddit post right here, as you can see right here, first comment, yes, it's canon. So there you go, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and bye. Thanks for not clicking away from that. Now, obviously, we're not going like that. Like I said, we're going to check multiple sources. So, yes, it's canon. Now, let's see what this says. And if it's not the first visual of the High Republic since we've had the comics, the HR section of Tales from Galaxy's Edge VR game, and various other things, but yes, the first mainline video game set in that era. But it'll depend on whether it's set relative to The Acolyte, which is another Disney Plus Star Wars show, which I'll make a whole video on later probably, and not counting whatever else is in the works in Lucasfilm. And we're constantly had rumors about the Old Republic films. Now, obviously, I'm not just gonna take one Reddit post to tell me if this is canon or if it's not. So then also, I decided to go to Star Wars Eclipse's official website, which actually they have a whole website called StarWarsEclipse.com. I'll link it below for you to check it out. So basically, on Star Wars Eclipse, .com. It doesn't really give us much about the game, actually, as you can see right here. See the galaxy through the eyes of an assembled cast of multiple charismatic, playable characters, each with their own morality, personality, blah, blah, blah. So it doesn't really give you much ideas, but one thing that I really liked about reading this article right here is that over here, it tells you that you have the power to make choices with consequences. So this is something that really it was really exciting to see, because this is going to be like, well, I think something just happened to this whole page, but it's going to be like how you can change the story of your page right here. You can change, you can make choices, and then your choices will affect how the thing goes. So this would give us one reason why this cannot be canon, because obviously if you make choices, you can basically affect the whole canon saga. But we're not just going to stop right here. So even though it says you can make choices, it says to have many outcomes in this deeply branching narrative. Now, it said it can have many outcomes. It never said that those outcomes might branch all the way to the end. So another thing that brings the opposite side of the spectrum is that apparently, also I've heard this before, is that apparently in some of these games, you make a choice and it branches out into like multiple different timelines. We're basically going to, kind of like how Loki, it branches into multiple different timelines. And then eventually in the end, they kind of all go to the same ending is apparently what can happen, or 2 of endings. Now, if you know what the game called Star Wars The Force Unleashed 1 and 2, which was from around 2002, I believe, your main protagonist, Starkiller, you could end the story either on the light side or the dark side. So obviously that's 2 different things. So if this story kind of goes like that, then obviously we know it's not going to be canon, because you can't just have 2 branch timelines. I'm talking Loki speak right now, but you can't just have 2 timelines with different answers. So one opportunity that they could take would be you have different timelines, but then they all branch to the center in the end. Kind of like how in Jedi Fallen Order, how you could choose which path you take. And sometimes it was a narrative story because it was canon. It did have one story, but you could kind of change the story a little bit depending on where you go and what you do. It's a little bit kind of like that, but I believe that was kind of Disney's first experiment with changing so you can have multiple endings. Now, definitely this would be really exciting and for a lot of us to see different timelines. Like, I've never played a game with different endings, so it would be really cool to see how this game ends depending on your choices to make. But then obviously that does put a little bit of a worrisome on if this is going to be canon or if this is not. Now, it does not give us much on the Star Wars Eclipse official website, as you see. It's basically just telling us a little bit about the thing right now. But now, since I've checked my multiple different sources, I want to give you just my final answer for this. Is this canon or is this not? Honestly, it is a really complicated question, but deep down here, I actually think that it might be canon. First of all, because Disney, now that they're trying to keep so many stuff canon right now, literally after Disney's reboot in 2014, basically everything besides Star Wars Visions and I believe a couple Star Wars video games have been pretty much canon. So Disney's trying to make sure that everything is canon, everything fits in the timeline continuity. So I think that this might be Disney's first attempt at making canon Star Wars show, a Star Wars game with multiple different endings to the game. And I think that if Lucasfilm plays their cards right, they could make this work properly, because we don't want it to be like too much of a narrative storyline. We want choices, and we don't want to feel like we're restricted with the choices. So I believe that they could do one of two things. Number one, they bring it all to the same ending, like I said, or number two, they limit your choices a little bit and don't give your choices that much. But I think they're going to do the first one, which is where you could branch out your timeline, and then eventually they all go to one ending, and the ending is still the same. So I think that would give you a lot of room for choosing how your story goes, choosing how everything is, but then still eventually at the end you choose the same ending, which hopefully is going to be a really cool game. Anyways, that's it. Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, like I said, how that video can get 5 likes. You can actually like this video if you want. Maybe I'll make another video, special video on maybe some questions that you guys have. So if you guys have any questions on this video, if this video gets 5 likes, leave your questions below, and maybe I'll make a whole video devoted to all those questions that you have. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and bye.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So be it, Jedi.